You all know me. Know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you, but it ain't gonna be easy. It's bad fish. Not like going down the pond chasing bluegills or tommycods. This shark, swallow you whole. Shaking, tenderizing, down you go. And we gotta do it quick. That'll bring back the tourists. That'll put all your businesses on a paying basis. But it's not gonna be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you gotta make up your minds. You wanna stay alive and ante up? You wanna play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter. I don't want no volunteers. I don't want no mates. There's too many captains on this island. $10,000 for me by myself. For that you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Groovy. Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Night Party Podcast, where we leave it all on the cutting room floor. I'm, of course, your illustrious, sober host, Zach Evergreen, as we speak now, before we drink to our legs. And with me, as per usual, we're in a different location. We're out in nature. It's hot as balls. It's a nice summer day. Good time for a shark movie, you know what I mean?
That sounds great to me, man.
So I think I'm going to change stuff up a little bit. I'm actually going to introduce our online community here first. So, of course, the show is sponsored by our Patreons. Let's meet a couple of them. Cole Fry, a.k.a. you know him as the one, the only, Nick Neo. Nick, what's up?
Not much. Another day in paradise.
We're trying to hit you up yesterday, man. We were actually doing our first ever X Spaces, doing a little Slime Wreck Radio, just seeing how it went. But anyway, we'll get back on that. But we were fucking around with that yesterday, but that matters not. Nick and I have been dipping our balls back into Baldur's Gate 3, but that's for a Midnight Ramen, so we'll talk about that later. We have Mrs. Raven over there in the corner. Say hi, Raven.
Raven's not online.
Oh, no, she's not. She'll be watching. And also, the introduction of Kenji Goto.
Kenji.
So Kenji apparently is a fan of the show, not yet a sponsor, but he knows a lot about Jaws. In fact, you, my friend, over to my right, Mr. Azure, a.k.a. one Rob Zombies, said this guy probably knows more about you than Jaws, maybe even Predator. And I'm like, get the fuck out. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, to do my research, I reached out and was like, hey, you got some fun facts about Jaws, right? And I got like 4 fucking paragraphs. I'm like, how about you want to be on the show, bud?
So Kenji, do you want to, what is going to be your handle?
Yeah, you guys can just call me Keiji Goto, or I don't even mind using my real name, Jared.
He's trying to
Either way.
deep voice me. You hear the shit?
Oh, no, that's all Natchy, baby.
And
all Natchy and sleep deprivation.
And, and of course, we have here with us one Antonius Montana.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Oh no, that was my.
Are we all trying to do the deep voice now? Is that what's going on?
No, I was doing Pro Wrestling Yoda, a new character I'm working on. Yeah, see you on Sunday. I will, Hulk Hogan.
We'll save that for the prank calls.
I mean, hey, Stone Cold Bloom needs a good partner.
That's a good tag match.
It is okay, and we're talking Jaws, of course.
The classic,
the goriest rated PG-13 movie. There is so much fun facts for this.
Rated PG.
PG,
yeah,
my guy.
PG.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah,
it is PG.
You said 13.
Yeah, it is PG.
It is PG, not 13.
Yeah, you said
no.
Yeah,
PG.
You just said PG-13.
PG with titties.
Oh, I meant to say PG.
Yeah.
No, for real.
It is.
I misspoke. I really did know this is PG because I have notes about why it's PG. My bad. This got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and which is great, but I don't understand how the audience gave it a 90 out of 100. A 90. Does that seem
It
low?
seems a little low. Yeah.
Especially at its time. This was like the number. This invented the blockbuster. There was no
Kind of.
summer blockbuster before this.
For its time, yes.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if modern audiences are not appreciating some of the things that may have eroded over time.
Some of the effects
I'm sure
are a little cheesy, you know. All right, boys in the interwebs, how to say you?
I think it actually might have somewhat to do with the differences from the book, and certain characters who make it to the end that didn't make it to the end of the book. And
Oh yeah,
I
we could spoil
definitely,
alert. So
okay, yeah,
you read the book,
it's like
then?
in the book, like Cooper. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm a major fan of Jaws.
So I read the book.
I saw Jaws at like a very pivotal point of my life, and very much stuck with me to the point where, like, yeah, like I went after the book and things like that, and yeah, I could see stuff like Hooper making it through the movie, and like how he just kind of like pops up at the end, like, "Hey, I'm still here."
Yeah,
kind of detracting in some ways.
That was a change made by Mr. Steven Spielberg himself. This had and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this had there was 3 scripts that was all kind of amalgamized into one script, because there were so many rewrites, because this movie actually got passed by a couple of directors and a couple of producers. In fact, they called it the film that couldn't be made.
Also, too, Peter Benchley was involved with the screenplay and everything, and was actually on set for some of the filming. He even cameos in the movie.
Yeah, he's
Who is he?
He's one of the guys when they go, "Why don't you get in the water? Why don't you get in the water?" He's one of the dudes that's in there, and he pushes all the kids over and shit. Am I not correct on that one?
He's actually the he's the newscaster.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Amityville sign. And
The
stuff.
shadow of a great
that's
white
Peter
shark.
Benchley.
So
Yep.
who's
That's
guy
the author of the book.
The guy that pushes people over was one of the producers then, because he also wrote a version of the script. When
Yes.
the mayor goes, "Why don't you get in the water?" And they're like, "Fuck that, dude."
Everyone thinks that scene specifically is kind of, like, oh, that's overdone, that's drama. It's like, I would push those kids the fuck off their floaties. I'd be ripping them. I'd be chucking kids out of the way, chucking kids at the shark. I would get my ass to shore.
Well, you know what they say.
Everybody in emergency becomes George Costanza.
So, dude, I'm George Costanza all day. I have a bracelet. It says, "What would George Costanza do?"
Oh, that's why your wallet looks like that.
Shut up. I have the skinniest wallet of all. It could be worse. It could be Uncle Leo. What would Uncle Leo do? That would be the worst. Nobody. All right.
I'm not too into Seinfeld.
I know
Uncle Leo's
I
a
know,
piece
I know
of shit.
Uncle Leo. Oh yeah.
So check it out.
Oh, yeah,
So
no.
differences. That's a good place to start. Let's start differences between the book and the movie. So I haven't read the book in over 25 years. I think the last time I read it, I was in 8th grade, and the girl, the first girl that swims out, the hippie chick that gets attacked,
Chrissy,
Chrissy.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Chrissy Watkins.
There you go. Her death in the book is much more scary in a way, because she, like, all of a sudden kind of like feels something and like reaches back, and they describe in detail like her bone just filleted off the foot.
Yeek.
And yeah, that's like, and it really hooks you in. And the graphic details of also like the Kistler boy and the dude, hey, what you boys doing? Gotta hurry up when they're in the pond. All those scenes are way more like very graphic. Where we're talking like Michael Crichton, Jurassic Park versus Jurassic Park graphic. Mm-hmm. It's like a gore fest.
Yeah.
Well, with the filming and everything, they actually initially tried to capture a lot of that gore, and that was why it initially had an R rating. But
yes.
Spielberg was willing to cut a lot of that because
Yes.
it looked really fake and really bad, and he did not like the final outcome. So he's like, you know what? Let's just cut it. We'll drop to a PG rating, and yeah, the rest is history with that becoming a blockbuster.
So something I want to clarify here, that because I'm familiar with Jaws and some of the lore behind it just from being around you guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm not clear on is the whole thing of not showing the shark. I know is kind of really cool, and they did the POV shot. Was that intentional,
Okay.
or was that due to the problems they had with Bruce?
We will get there. We'll get there. But hold on. Let's stay on book versus movie
I
real
could
quick.
go on about that.
Because that is going to be a long conversation.
Yeah, that's going to be it's probably a whole episode.
Well, the whole POV thing is actually a nod to the opening of the book, which starts from the perspective of the shark cruising the bottom of the ocean and coming into Amity Island and all that area and finding Chrissy.
Yeah, which
so
I mean,
that's what like that whole opening bit is about.
right, and
in
that's
the book, it is
opening credits,
creepy as hell.
Yeah, it is. Because like she's actually being stalked for a while.
Right.
And because remember, this is the rogue shark with territorial feedings and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So they kind of make it like more like he's a vampire, if you will. Like he only attacks at night and he attacks alone, and like
He's a night hunter.
I'm glad you brought up Jurassic Park, because this movie, to me, this is, Jurassic Park for sharks. It's like, yeah, that's a shark, but it's not really a shark. It's different. It's essentially a movie monster. Kind of like Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaurus was nothing like that. He was just, an animal that lived 65 million years ago. But no, let's give him spitting powers and a weird frill.
Again, real quick, because we have a long story about the true story of Jaws and how it got made and everything else. But for right now,
I just wanted to make the nod that Spielberg does that.
Yes.
He takes regular animals and turns them into monsters.
His first movie was taking a truck and making it into a monster.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, which is the movie Duel. We'll get to that in a
Right.
second. So let's stay on book versus movie real quick, because there's a lot to
Both
unpack
got a
here,
lot
man.
of words.
Yeah, we got a can of worms that you just
I'm gonna
opened
dip
up.
out for a bit because I did not.
Dude,
read the
all
book.
you know what you did? You put a firecracker in Spam, and it's all over all of our faces right now.
delicious.
So
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
when that's what my I was gonna make a pussy eating joke. I'm not even gonna try. The book, obviously, too, there's a couple of things that are different. For instance, there was a film scene where in the pond, the guy being attacked by Bruce carries Chief Brody's son while being attacked and kind of like gets him to safety. And they even filmed a scene of it, and it is really creepy because I could show you a screenshot. All the footage is destroyed because, and even if you have all the special editions, they only have the original. There's no director's cut like that.
Okay.
That's survived right now.
Yeah.
Also, too, Hooper dies when the shark actually attacks the cage.
He gets him.
He's done for.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
feel
such
like
a good
the-
scene in the book. Too.
It is.
I feel like they did that to keep the PG rating. Because I feel like
It is.
Hooper dying in the cage definitely would have gone at least PG-13.
It was one of the reasons why they wanted Spielberg. He had a PowerPoint pitch before there was even a TED Talk kind of thing. He goes, "Here's why you should make it PG and not R," and that was one of it. He goes, "We saved the guy at the end, and it's a buddy movie
It's
at
a
the
feel-good
end.
story. Yeah.
It's like Captain Ahab. He was evil, but the righteous live." That was one of his arguments. So good on you for noticing that. Also, too, this might have the best iconic. You see so many people wearing this T-shirt that have never even seen the fucking movie. However, have you guys ever seen the cover for the book Jaws?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Oh,
You can
yes.
tell where they got the inspiration from.
Now, I prefer, believe it or not, the black and white. Not because, I even have a pair of Jaws swim trunks. I'm not even lying. I love the image. It is one of the most frightening, terrifying photos ever, and it basically says, "Here's the first act." There you go, and it just tells a story. It's a simple 2-dimensional poster: girl swimming, the abyss, and then something's looming up. It is the best movie poster I think of all time.
And a good homage to the book, because I like the book better because it's not, over exaggerated with the teeth or everything.
It's
like
just a
that,
black and
but it's-
white.
Yeah, but it's still just as horrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So I'm sure you've too all seen it, right?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So I was going to probably make
yeah.
actually the cover for this episode the cover of the book.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that way it's kind of I do it once in a while for our special episodes, but
KG actually sent me the photo. I'm like, oh yeah, that's terrifying.
now
Oh, yeah, no, there's a whole funny story about how the movie poster actually came to be because it was an alternate cover for the book because the publisher hated the original cover because to them it just looks like a penis with teeth. So they had Roger.
I've heard that,
Roger
yes.
Crustall came in and he went to I can't remember which aquatic museum, but he brought a model with him. And he did all these like pictures and stuff from like underneath sharks and everything, and then had her lay on a stool, doing like mimicking like the swimming motions, and then took a picture of that, and then combined it into the infamous cover that we all know.
and he just passed away last
when
year.
The movie came around. Yes. And actually, interesting fact too, the model that is on the cover is not Susan Backlini, who is the woman that plays Christy Watkins. It was a different woman that he hired for that day.
Okay, so
Actually, Susan Backlini just passed away earlier this year.
Shit.
well, I know the artist did. I didn't know she did, but I did know that was not the same. Oh, so no. Yeah, I did see that on Twitter on Horror Fam. If you guys are on Twitter, you could follow me at Father Heal. And whenever we post an episode or whenever we post everything, it's always hashtag horror fam. And then that's usually how we respond to you guys, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I did see that on Horror Fam. But the artist passed away as well. And I probably got confused of the two. But that does suck. Which do you prefer, the black penis or the blue megalodon?
There's aspects of both I like, but I will say that the movie cover is the one that just absolutely terrifies an aspect of my mind that like I didn't even realize was there until like I saw it. Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't see it until like after I saw the movie because I just caught the movie at random on like TV or something like that.
No
like
shit.
4
It was
or
on
5 years
TBS
old.
on a
It was
weekend or
just like,
something.
We'll
oh
get,
no, this was before like it got to that point.
Oh.
Like this was just like random like at night, and for some reason I was like allowed to like watch something on TV, and that's what I landed on. And my mom was like, it's PG, this is good. And I remember sitting on the couch and like pulling my legs up and like underneath me because it was like, yeah, I could just see just for some reason like the floor's water and I'm gonna get taken by a shark right here in my own home.
well, everyone
Like, that level of terror.
everyone likes a little black penis once in a while, but yeah, there's something about
yeah, no, that there's something primal about that one, and just being in the darkness, not knowing what's below you and everything, and just,
Possibly a penis with teeth.
that's
Yeah.
got its own level of fear.
but
But
the,
just the realistic element of the movie poster, just
the-
that still today, looking at it, ugh.
the movie poster, there's something about it. I tell you what it is. I swear to God, it's the teeth, because you
It's the
see
teeth.
all those teeth, and they do not look even like shark teeth. They look unnatural. They look like spearheads.
And they're jagged.
And they're jagged and
offset.
they're everywhere. And it seems like every row of teeth has 3 sets of teeth. You know, it's like a girl going down with you on braces. It's just like terrifying. But no, the real reason why it scared the shit out of me is because, okay, when I was 3 years old, how old were you when you discovered this here little film called Jaws?
I was probably like 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
I was like 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the Peanut Gallery? We haven't heard from you, Neo.
Honestly, I don't remember when I first saw it.
Okay.
How do you not remember your first time? Everybody remembers their first time.
I do. There was a clown and a priest. And music was ba 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 da 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 da.
Honka, honka.
A clown, a priest, and a
Point out
shark
something
walk into a bar.
All right, back on track. How about you, Kenshi?
I was like 4 or 5, and very, very young. Like I don't remember like much about that period of my life outside of like Jaws hitting and me just being like, well, I'm terrified of the water now.
So get this. I don't know how old you are, but we had this on Laserdisc.
He's
Have you?
our age.
Wow.
Okay, so have you ever seen a Laserdisc before? Like, you know how big they are, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, they're huge.
they're huge, right? So the
It's like a record CD.
exactly a record CD. The laser disc, I'm not even lying, was just the cover, right? And it just had, like the big cover, except for because the laser disc was square, it was like an advanced version of the painting. So it was like a square version and not like the elongated like movie poster. So it was even creepier somehow because it showed how deep or far away she was from the shore. So it made it even creepier. And then secondly, I loved it because the Laserdisc, when you pulled it out, it was dark blue.
Ooh.
And it was the exact color of the poster. And I remember watching this movie every single day. I had my own inflatable like pool toy called Sharky, and I would watch it with him.
I'm just wondering, why did you air quotes on the pool toy when you said that?
Yeah.
Because it could be used to watch movies with. It could be your cuddle buddy, like it was with me. Now, my mom was dating this asshole named Bob at the time. Later became her husband. And he hated the fact that I always wanted to play with the shark toy in the pool because he hated watching me playing in the pool. And when Chief Brody is looking through the books?
Yeah.
I actually had one of those books that was there. It was a Time Life book called Dangerous Sea Creatures. No bullshit.
Okay.
And it was the same exact book it was one of those three he's reading. I think it's the one where it shows all the shark bites and it shows like all the close-up
In
photos.
black and white. Yeah.
He
Oh, yeah.
proceeded at the age of 5 to at random just go raw and like open it up and scare the shit out of me to the point where I hated Jaws, would not go in the pool, stop taking baths. Like, I took showers at an early age because of him. He traumatized the shit out of me. And I didn't even realize he did this till I was around, like, for real. Like, because I was a really good swimmer. Mom's like, let's put him on the junior team. Like, like at age 6, I was going to, like, swim, and I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it freaked the fuck out of me. I deflated that motherfucking shark, and I stopped watching that movie until about 13. So this movie has a very childhood hook, pardon the pun, on me.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun in two ways. A, you catch a shark with a hook, and B, Hook is the worst Steven Spielberg movie ever.
No, not the worst. He's
That
You got one, just loaded and ready to go.
Hook is amazing. How dare you?
yeah, I could dig into a whole thing with Hook, and yeah, I got love for that movie.
I loved that movie growing up. I can't believe it was critically panned.
Oh! Oh, we got Dahas all day.
That's a good cringe.
That's a good Daha.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dude, you know how many episodes I'm going to go over? Because I'm going to make a whole episode of just Dahas for an hour, and it's going to be the greatest hits. And it's just going to be me editing like a maniac doing all the best Dahas.
All the worst jokes we've made. That's gonna
okay.
be an awful episode. I love it.
So that's how I got into it. Now, did you ever hear of the version? I've heard of it, never seen it, never read. There's apparently either a script version or a book version where Bruce the shark actually talks and has a Louisiana accent.
No.
I'm not kidding, dude.
That cannot be a thing.
I have heard the rumors about that.
No.
I've
Fucking told you,
never,
dude.
I've never seen the script or anything like that. It's just kind of been this like vague, nebulous, like
Urban
somebody
legend.
like had an idea of like, ooh, like we could do this with the movie sort of thing, and then projected that. Like Kevin Smith being told about, like, what if Superman fought a giant spider and couldn't fly and never wore a cape? And Kevin Smith's like, what?
So
That's the Superman movie you want to make?
The pitch was when he goes, why don't you start chumming this shit? Like when Chief Brody is chumming, and it comes up, it goes
Yeah.
like, hey, buddy. Or it says, it, like, for real, it talks. And then the other time it talks is when it's about to kill Quint. And it's the only time it talks, and it has a Louisiana accent. However, later on, Bruce...
Is that why the other shark had a
Growl?
Louisiana license plate?
Maybe
Yeah.
that was an homage to that. I don't know. I didn't put that together, but there you go. But apparently...
Yeah, no, that could be.
Could be. And they even said that Leatherhead, the Ninja Turtles toy character that later became a cartoon character, was based off of Bruce as well. Like his
Really?
his facial design was based off it. And he's from Louisiana and wears a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
and that came out, you know, in the early 80s. So, I mean, it's not too removed, but I mean, there
It just
is.
looks like a metal turtle. What are you talking about?
No, Leatherhead. Not Metalhead. Not Metalhead.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Gator. I fucked up there. I was like, he's just a metal turtle. What the fuck are you talking about? He talks all beep boop. How'd you get Louisiana out of that accent?
So, but yeah,
It was the whistles.
The other metalhead. Got it.
I'm gonna
Moving on.
I'm gonna try to look up the deleted screenshots from Jaws that made it rated R. But
Interesting.
this has, and still to this day, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, still for a rated PG movie, the most blood used gallons wise.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably the most boobs, too.
100%. I mean, PG-13 didn't exist until 1984.
Whenever
So,
Red Dawn came out.
Yeah, this one was violence, gore, all that.
Okay, this one's really hard to see, but okay, so I can't bring this up.
The one that got me and made me think, wow, how did this get a PG rating? Was the severed leg falling down and bouncing.
You see that?
Oh yeah, that's
So-
creepy.
That
Oh, yeah.
was one of the rated R scenes. This is when the Kilner boy gets killed, and it's the
Yeah.
first time you actually see Bruce breach. And this is when Bruce worked, because Bruce stopped working after this, because this movie, believe it or not, was almost filmed as the script was until Bruce started breaking down, and then they had to figure out how they were and were not going to film it, and if they were, because Bruce at first was perfectly working. No other movie. This is the first ever movie ever of its kind, or any movie that was actually 100% filmed. Like all the scenes on the water,
Yeah.
they were filmed actually on the water.
Right.
Yeah, Universal didn't have that giant tank on at the studio
Yeah.
lot.
They had all
Yeah.
these.
Thank you, Waterworld.
They had all these gibs and squibs and everything else set up that actually went off the top of the orca, and the cameras would pan. That's why there's a lot of little feet like going around, you know, and stuff like that. It's like what they could do, because they couldn't go, all right, let's go back to dry land. It's like, no, we're going to shoot as much as we can, and then we have to go home and edit and
Yeah.
edit and edit. And this movie was not supposed to be, like 2 hours and 4 minutes or whatever it is. It was supposed to be a little bit longer.
I mean, that makes sense, but they had to cut a bunch out.
They had to cut a bunch out, yeah. But
Oh, Bruce not working. Is that around the time when he's in the pond? Is that why it looks like he's
There's
just
another great
being
one.
pulled and he's not really moving
Ooh.
himself?
Okay.
He's just kind of sideways.
we'll get to that. So there's another one.
Or we get like the
that's great.
inflatable Bruce when he's attacking the boy, and it just looks like an inflatable
No.
toy spinning around.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was an animatronic used for when Alex Kittner was killed, but
Okay.
it was cut because it looks incredibly fake. though
Yeah,
there
we're
is
looking at the
still is a
pictures of that
still
right now.
Yeah.
That
There's
that
actually-
exists.
there's
That is like very horrific looking.
Yeah.
But there's no actual footage, as far as I'm aware, of like that full scene.
So
Okay.
we're seeing
Exists,
pictures
but
of it.
You do catch the tail end as like the animatronics basically going back down under the water is like all they really show.
So yeah, we're looking at it right now. There's one where it straight up looks like a Skyrim dragon, and it's like above. It's way too big. And then there's one where they go, okay, so they cut that one. Then they went with the one where it's breaching, but only like it looks just like the cover. It looks exactly like the cover, and it is creepy as shit. And then there's the this one too, which is kind of hard to see.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sick.
That one's
That's
looks good,
creepy as
too.
hell.
Oh yeah, that's nightmare fuel right there.
But
Yeah.
what they did is they ended up
So
using.
for those not seeing it, it's a top-down view showing someone on a little inflatable raft, and he's just underneath the surface looking up. At
and
them.
it's got a smile to it.
Yeah.
All you got to do is type in Jaws deleted scenes, go to images, and
Save surf off.
Well, obviously, and when you do that, you'll see it's like the fourth picture. And also, too, they made his dorsal smaller, which I did like because originally his dorsal was a lot bigger and it didn't look good. Oh, shit. Here goes one that was in color. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
No, this might be. Nope. This is some people fucking. This is internet fuckery.
Oh.
So yeah. Anyway, there was a lot of deleted scenes, and it's got an R rating. Finally, when going to try to get it rated PG, because they're like, dude, this movie is a hit on our hand. Here was the argument. Okay, we can't show infanticide, but we could show the kid the raft.
Yeah.
More in your head. Cool. All right. So, hey, we'll do that. We can't show, we could have Hooper survive, and then we'll get a PG. And they're like, yeah.
Okay.
And then they're like, and you got to cut out the scene where the man is saving the kid being dragged by it. And then, but here's Spielberg's initial argument, which I really love. He goes, the reason why movies are rated R is because it's bad for kids to copy what they see when, sorry, guys, Vallejo's next door to us, so.
No, that's fire. It's not
There's
police.
shark in the water.
I'm pretty sure that's Vallejo, though. Anyway, shark! What Spielberg's argument was, dude, kids copy what they see, and there's no guns in this movie except for attacking a monster, and they're
Right.
futile. And like, you know, if anything, this is a cautionary tale for kids not to get in the water when people aren't around.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you kind of got us on that one there, Spielberg. I wonder if that last name has to do with your argumental skills. That was a Jew joke.
We are on roll time.
We are on a roll.
So I would like to point out something, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do see the funny imagery of us reviewing Jaws during Shark Week, right?
Well, we actually
Is it Shark Week?
I didn't know you were
Yeah.
on your period.
Oh.
No, it's actually Shark Week on the
God, there's Jaws coming all over the place, man. I don't even know what to do. He can't go down with 4 Dahas in him. He's already got 3 Dahas. Have you ever seen one go home before?
Yeah, no, yeah. I do love Shark Week. Part of me thinks that like National Geographic and Discovery came up with the idea for Shark Week just to help, like, hey, these aren't monsters. These are real animals and they're kind of cool. Here's some real facts about them, and probably still
I
did not have
fucking
the
love sharks, man.
didn't
Yeah.
have the effect of, you know, oh, okay, they're normal. People are watching and going, oh, they're still horrifying.
Oh my God, did you know there's a sick animation about Shark Week?
A sick animation about
About
Shark,
Shark Week.
We'll save that for later.
We might have to end on that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no, like, you got to think, Jaws gave such bad press to sharks
Yeah.
that I do think that was kind of like a correction, you know, to come back and be like, hey, no, they're actually cool.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so right now,
I mean, I love Shark Week. I have since I was a kid.
So
Oh, yeah.
right now, from the subject of book and movie, can we move on to the next thing, which is the actual panic this caused and what it was based off of, or do you have anything, Koji? I'm listening to you. Is there anything else about the book that we maybe glossed over that maybe you should enlighten us, and maybe I want to read this thing again because I'm actually kind of itching to.
There's my alarm. The only things I can really think of is the movie or the book was actually kind of schlocky in terms of like the human character stories and stuff, because it's not really like, oh, hey, here's this whole story about like a shark monster and stuff, and like it's like attacking this town and everything. It's here's all this like schlocky stories and stuff that are happening, and there just happens to be a shark out there that is kind of messing things up.
If I'm not
I
mistaken,
can't remember the specific stories, but it's like adulteries going on.
Well, Chief Brody's
there's
an
corruption with like the there's like corruption and like the town government.
well,
and
there
stuff
is.
like that.
There
there's,
is
like,
in
money
this with
being
the mayor.
Oh yeah, but no, like it's more like money's being embezzled and stuff like that.
Oh.
And also,
That's
Chief,
exactly-
like
okay.
nefarious things are happening, like
And-
with like certain characters and things.
also too,
I
isn't
can't remember the specifics.
Isn't Chief Brody an alcoholic, and the reason why he goes to Amity is to get away from the big city to cool down his drinking?
I can't remember specifically, but I do remember that there's something about Brody and like his past and everything, and like they're there
Because-
to like kind of start over, and like there's like a subtle nod to that in the movie when the guy, like the old dude, comes out of the water and he's like, "We know all about you, Chief Brody."
Yeah.
That's kind of that's supposed to be like a nod to to like his past and everything, and like New York and everything, and like
yeah, because
Well, that and
something
like,
happened there.
yeah, like when he's kind of freaking out on the boat and he's rambling on, he's like, New York, like you could spin your wheels all day and you never feel like you're getting anywhere, but like
one man can make a difference, and he's drunk.
Yeah.
And also too, when Hooper comes over and he goes, I brought red or white, so I don't know, and then he just pours himself a fucking Zach glass of wine.
There's already beer and he just adds
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah, there's that.
yeah. Go ahead.
And there's also too in the beginning of the movie, if you pay attention, he is very much like by the book on like everything he does, to the point where when he's going to the store to get materials to make like signs, everyone's like walking in the street and going every which way and stuff, and he like goes to the corner, goes to the crosswalk, looks
Yes.
left, looks right, crosses the street, goes to the next crosswalk, looks left, looks right,
pays for the
and
materials.
it's very much like he's like following everything to the letter, and then after Alex Kittner dies, suddenly he's going off the rails, and that's when he starts drinking again. That's when he starts not paying attention to the rules. That's when he goes out on his own, and we're gonna take the law into our own hands.
There's even a lot of people that really overanalyze this movie, saying that Quint is the devil on his shoulder and Hooper is the angel. Like when Quint is drinking a beer and crushes it, and then Quint does the same, and how they're fighting with each other. They're infighting. It's like. And then at the end, the angel on the shoulder actually lives and guides him back to his family.
That's a real deep dive. That's a
What the fuck is going on? There's a shark attack, dude. I'm sorry. These are not sound effects.
no.
I swear to God, these are not sound effects. Of all of the days for us to
copper.
Hey, you know what though? We'll remember this podcast for life, though. I swear to God, we're gonna like. Remember that time that we were trying to podcast outside, all nice, talking like in the summer heat about Jaws, and then
Ghetto bird flies over.
like the Vallejo national bird flew over. So yeah. Anyway, and you know what?
Moving on to
Hey, do you have a smoke, dude? I need one after this shit.
So, yeah, there was one thing I wanted to clarify here, because in the novel KG sent me, he was talking about Chrissy, and I guess she originally got injured filming the scene where she got attacked.
When she hits the buoy.
Well, actually, I found out. Well, no, actually, I found out it's commonly misconception that she got hurt. She did get like a bit bruised up, but like there's a story going around that she like broke ribs and stuff like. Well, no, like she like broke ribs, like jacked up her back and stuff like that. No, she's a trained stunt woman and everything. She knew what she was going into. She just got a little bruised from the rigging, like on like her sides.
That will happen.
Nothing that like took her out or anything. Oh yeah, that happens. Like it's part of the game. But yeah, no, it wasn't like she got horrifically hurt. What actually happened is they couldn't use the audio from filming that because she's largely underwater, and you know you don't make a lot of noise when you're underwater. So they did an ADR pickup. So she's in a sound booth, and basically Spielberg just has her lean her head back, and he just ends up pouring water down her throat while she's screaming like bloody murder. So that's why like it sounds so horrific, and like she's just being waterboarded the entire time.
You're gonna tell me
because it's basically what's going on.
Steven Spielberg invented waterboarding.
Like
Hold on, time out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Waterboarding with the right consensual partner is completely safe. Trust me.
God, that's one thing I hate about the government. It's like waterboarding sounds
Government.
like fun.
I was talking about the bedroom, but okay.
Waterboarding sounds fun as shit. It's like, hey guys, we're going to the beach. We're gonna go waterboarding. That sounds fun as hell.
No, it does. No, it's just like garnishing your wages. It sounds awesome. Like you're gonna add something to it.
Oh, a little cilantro on my check. Awesome.
Yeah, awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it sounds like a spiff, you know. Also, too, here's another thing. If you notice that there's a couple of continuity errors in filming. One, because they didn't have like digital cameras that light up and illuminate and deluminate. She was like, I better nail this or else we're going to have to do this tomorrow. So I'm just going to throw my back into it literally and figuratively and actually. So that's why it looks so goddamn violent. It was like, dude, we're running out of daylight.
Yeah, no,
and you're getting paid the same. And she's like, I'm gonna Shawn Michaels the shit.
Epic flail.
Flail. Shawn Michaels versus Hulk.
Susan Backlany actually like fought for the role and like went to Spielberg and was like, "Look, I'm a trained stunt woman. Like I can actually do the full scene. I can act. I'm willing to be naked on camera, and because I'm a trained stunt woman and everything, you can actually use my face and everything. You don't have to hide who's doing the stunt or anything." Which is why at the very end of the scene, she's drugged towards the camera, perfectly lit up and everything, screams out bloody murder, and is drugged underwater simply because Steven Spielberg could do it. Like others couldn't at the time because they were using stunt people and everything, so there had to be specific cuts to where here's stunt person, here's the actor, now here's the death, and it's just like no, we're just going to do this in like one shot here of just drag her from the foreground into the focus, and then she goes under, and that's it.
It wasn't a one shot, but it was damn close. Damn close to a one shot.
Well, I mean, like the one shot of like her death. Like there was no like, oh, like here she is being thrashed around. Okay, now cut, and now here's like a close up of like her face or something like that. It's like no. It's her in the water. It's her being drugged around. You 100% know it, and you 100% see her face and everything when she goes under.
I have
there's no fuckery with it or anything like that.
I have no doubt that we are not going to be able to do a full-on walkthrough, but fuck that, because I'm having so much fun just talking about all the stuff.
We're just going to hit all the high points, which is the whole movie.
Kenji, I think I might have to fire some dead weight around here. You might have to be a regular on the show.
Yeah, no, you get him wound up on a movie he likes, he's going to go.
What other movies do you like, though, out of curiosity?
I mean, I was actually like losing my mind listening to you guys talk about like Aliens 3, like Predator.
What? Oh, well,
you wanted to add so much.
So did we fuck? Okay, so check it out. In season 3 coming up. So our season, we do seasons like kind of like seasons. Everything has a flavor. In season 3, we're actually going to revisit a lot of our favorite films. So you're definitely welcome on any RoboCop, Terminator, Predator, Aliens, whatever. Because it's not going to be, hey, we're just going to watch the movie and do a review. It's like, no, we're going to do deep dives in it, and you're definitely welcome on all those, man.
I know all those movies. I'm a huge just cinemaphile in general.
I want to use my favorite word. Oh, dude, I think we're in love.
Oh, I went to like school for like film production and stuff like that. So.
Dude,
wow.
If you go, you know what the funny thing is? I don't know if a lot of you guys knew about this, but did you know that I was actually saving up money when I was like 15, 16, 17? I wanted to be a makeup artist.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like that was actually my goal. It wasn't rock star or pro wrestler. It was like I wanted to go to like Jean Boschi and like learn how to do zombie movies.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, like they go, what is he like? Zombie. And I would film zombie movie shorts with Josh the Show Killer and his camera, and we do very convincing shit. Like we go to the grocery store and get like watermelon and food coloring and do all the stuff and just do stunts. Like, okay, you're going to hit me with a hammer and we're going to cut the film at exactly your hand here. We're going to replace it with the watermelon, but it's going to be covered and we're going to have a mask over it and we're going to do a quick shot of that, and then it's going to cut back to me on the ground. And like I was learning about all this movie magic when I was 1996, 7, 8.
Okay.
And because these movies scared the shit out of me, and I wanted to know the magic behind them. Once I found the magic behind them, they no longer scared me. I was like, this is a magic trick, an art form.
Right.
So no, it's funny that you say that, because I mean I kind of had the same background, and I started writing scripts around the same time. I wrote 3 scripts before I hit 20, and then life happens, and then now here we are sitting around talking about successful movie guys. But hey, either way, it's like
it was actually kind of the opposite, because like as a kid, like I figured out like, oh, movies are made and stuff like that when I went to the Redwoods, and it was like, holy shit, I'm on the forest moon of Endor. Like, why didn't you tell me we're going to Star Wars today? You told me we're going to the woods. We go to the woods all the time. Like, this is no big fucking deal to me. This is a big fucking deal. But like I didn't get into like actually like production or anything like that until like I was an adult, and I actually went to college for computer science and was like, oh wow, I don't like this. Like,
God,
this isn't at all what I thought it was going to be.
Very similar background. So did I.
And then it was just like I just shifted gears, and this was like post-military and everything like that. This is like recovering from like alcoholism and crap, and it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna learn how to make movies and stuff, because I've always I've always enjoyed this, and yeah, let's just go down this path instead of getting into programming and stuff like that. Which
However,
I was
you
just
got
absolutely hating.
You got to admit though, the best films are about alcoholism.
Or
Yeah.
feature it heavily.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whether it be this movie, The Shining, or Forgetting Sarah Marshall, all about alcoholism. In fact, a lot of people think that Alien is about alcoholism. Or yeah.
I'm really glad you invited him back for Alien because I got a fucking talking to after recording that. I went home and he like, I listened to it. You forgot to mention this, this, and this. I'm like, yeah, I
what
fucking
Alien
did.
are we talking about?
Resurrection.
Alien 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
Alien
talking about
Resurrection.
both, but yeah.
Yeah, no, Alien Resurrection. I fucking hate that movie.
Thank you.
Whoa!
Thank you.
It's not.
Yes.
It is not
Yes.
redeeming. It is not. It is not redeeming.
What the
It breaks so much of the lore.
Alien
It
Resurrection.
man.
brings Ripley back in the dumbest possible way.
Dumbest
it's over.
possible way. I
Well,
don't
it-
understand
I-
now.
oh,
Maybe you're not
Yeah.
allowed on
Oh,
the
they
show.
took
anymore.
the low road. They took the low road.
Let's make her a clone.
Yeah.
Let's make her a clone, but let's also make her part xenomorph, so that way she could just be super powered.
Oh,
so
No,
that
that
was
is
gonna
not
go
what
out of-
happened.
that
It
was the thing he scolded me for because I didn't
They
bring
were
up that
trying
this
to get. They
broke
couldn't
the.
separate the DNA all the way.
No,
But no, he
it
brought
was
up
Oh
the
no,
fact
I
that
get,
it,
I get the explanation, but I don't care. Like, it's to me, it's just, it's bad, it's lazy, it's like this
It's a
is the
great
fourth
movie.
fucking
Well, the
time.
thing he brought up
This
that was
woman
legit was.
is
Hold on,
weak.
everyone's talking. All right, let him go. Let him
Yeah.
go. Let him go. I want to hear him try to attack
well-
Alien. Resurrection.
So
This movie's gonna be.
to me, it's Ripley's character has done nothing but go to sleep, wake up, and you're back in hell. Alien 3 was the perfect ending for her. She fucking kills the goddamn queen. She fucking stops the cycle and everything like that. If you want to restart the cycle in some other fashion, cool. Go for it. But we don't need to bring Ripley back. We don't need to keep this character in just a constant state of torture and everything. I don't care if the DNA got mixed and stuff, and this is how we ended up with this weird genetic freak of a clone or anything like that. We brought the character back. There's no fucking reason to bring the goddamn character back. And she doesn't really bring anything to the story other than, hey, we're breaking everything. By the way, the whole life cycle and stuff and like
That.
respecting everything about the xenomorph and crap. No. We're going to dispose of all that, and we're going to go with this weird birth thing, and the xenomorph cycle is dead. It's over.
All
This
right.
is the new queen.
Here we
The way
go.
things are
He
done.
was right though because that queen at the end it was I have no mouth but I must scream but it was I have no vagina and I must give birth.
So
I
Just-
mean,
yeah.
real quick,
when my okay, go ahead.
Rogue One, I think it would have been actually cooler if there was no Ripley, but Winona Ryder's character, the
Call.
android,
Call. She's
is
awesome.
like the heroine of the story, and you find out at the end she's a synth.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That would have been cool.
so I
Yes,
showed
that. I would have been on board with that.
when me and my wife actually watched the Alien whole, the whole saga. It is.
Yeah.
I showed her Aliens, and then I showed her Resurrection, and I said, "Do these match up?" And she goes, "Yeah, they do." And I showed her Alien 3. She goes, "Fuck that noise." That didn't belong. And I said, "I know." And she goes, they're like, "Well, then how did she die?" She goes, "Well, obviously she must have been impregnated, like after, like I."
We're assuming a lot.
Noise? Anyway, she was able to fill in the blanks. Is someone cleaning a gun or something? Am I going to get a private pile live on the radio?
No,
He's packing a bowl.
he probably is packing a bowl.
No, I'm not giving you ratings like that.
Oh, dude, that would be some ratings. That's some Opie and
Wow.
Anthony shit right there.
If you're gonna private pilot, wait till we review Full Metal Jacket. Please.
Yeah.
I am in a world full of
Alien 3
Yeah.
Alien 3 definitely has its problems. David Fincher was definitely fighting an uphill battle, especially speaking French, and nobody else did on set.
But Fincher kicks ass in
Fox
everything he
did.
does. That was his dud. How do you make a dud when you're?
Oh well, watch the director's cut.
Yeah.
Watch the director's
I
cut.
keep
Don't watch
hearing
the
this.
theatrical cut. Don't watch the theatrical cut. It's the director's cut is not a perfect movie or anything like that.
Is that the
but
dog
it
one or
is
the ox one?
definitely an improvement. The Ox one.
The Ox one. Okay.
Yeah.
So so that's how I learned about you.
It has a much better opening and everything like that, which actually goes into further detail in terms of like how she ends up on the planet and stuff, and like that recovery process and all that. There's more with the prisoners and everything. There's a whole other fucking attack sequence and shit that better explains why they are so just fucked in the end. And it's like, you know what, we're all gonna die, but hey, let's at least kill this thing.
So
when they went from like having all these people, like, oh yeah, it's such a better movie.
The funny thing is that I've never seen it. The way I've actually heard about you is Zombies brought up the director's cut, and I'm like, there's a fucking director, and he goes, there's a director,
Yeah.
and then I cannot find it.
KG was the one that showed me the Ox one.
There, I mean, I know it. There's so much shit about it exists that it's got to exist, right? It's kind of like I get it.
I've got it on my Amazon account.
Buy it on physical if you got it, brother. I'm looking to see it.
I pick up stuff for like $4 on Amazon just so I can stream it like at work and stuff.
You know what? I do have to
but
give.
they edit that crap.
I have to give Alien 4 credit. I do, because it's way better than Jaws 4.
Jaws: The Revenge is actually pretty
Psychic
good.
shark that goes roar and gets shocked at the end.
Dude, it is terrifically bad.
I watched the trailer because I was going to watch that as well this afternoon before I came over, and I put on the trailer. I'm like, nope, not watching it. It's worse than I remember.
Should we go ahead and we're at 50 minutes. We still got a lot of Jaws facts to go over. So
we didn't even get into we did get into the animatronic.
That's okay. We could talk
the animatronic. There's still so much more to cover there because there was like 3 of them. They were breaking straight away. They filmed in Martha's Vineyard because it was like 30 feet deep in a sandy
It was
bottom,
terrific.
so they could,
It
like,
was
lay the
terrific.
track.
We were at Martha's Vineyard. Bruce was there. There was. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, they had their cruiser Jaws, aka the
drag along one,
the track Jaws.
Yeah.
They had their face Jaws, and then they had their quasi full body Jaws. Now, they were breaking down because this was filmed at sea. Also, I don't know if you probably know about this, Kenji, but they had a fly attack of something you have not ever heard about, where sea flies, right? Ocean flies, when there's like low tide and shit, they come in like mosquitoes in Alaska, where they're just everywhere. And they could not film because there were so many goddamn flies, like they were covering the screen. Like it looked like, so they would have smokers, like what you would do with bees to get rid of them. They were everywhere, right? Then the shark kept breaking down and go, "Arr!" It would do like Max Headroom. Do you guys old enough to remember that? It'd be pulling a Max Headroom all the time. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why Quint's death is so evil looking, is because they focus on his face. Because it was breaking down, they're like, you just gotta just go with it, dude.
Sell it
because
he did,
and he was doing it. In fact, to the point where his scream and everything else scared people on set.
Nice.
He did good with that one.
Yeah. He did.
Well,
go ahead.
It's also commonly believed that. Well, it's actually a known fact that George Lucas visited the set and him and Spielberg accidentally
this
broke.
man! Boo! George, boo!
They accidentally broke the model or the animatronic of Bruce that was used for Quint's death, the head one, because George Lucas put his head in there and then Spielberg closed the jaws on him and it got stuck. And they couldn't get him out.
God
So
damn
I
it.
guess they had to like basically break it to get him out, and then they had to sneak out of the animatronic shop because they weren't supposed to be in there because all the equipment kept breaking and shit.
See,
because no one thought about the fact that like seawater is salt water and it's highly corrosive, and we're going to be putting like equipment and shit in the water.
Yeah.
And
So that's why like the animatronics were having problems. So if you notice during Quint's death, part of the way through the scene, the animatronic just kind of stops moving, and it's just him kind of like flailing back and forth and stuff. And then the animatronic just sinks into the water because the jaws aren't working anymore. And it's believed that this was post like George Lucas, Spielberg breaking them out.
Are you telling me that the servo locked up on Bruce?
Servo.
Five Nights at Freddy joke? Nothing?
Oh, the bite of 87.
Yeah!
Wow.
You're gonna self-daha on that one?
I'm self-dahing on that one because I thought that would land a lot better.
It wasn't a spring lock suit.
Get it? Land a lot better? Oh shit, I'm just full of them.
But no, I can very much picture George Lucas being like, oh, that's cool. I like models. I'm going to use models in this space movie I got coming up. What does this button do? Slam! Dude. He just gets crushed.
If only we...
Oh no, it's more like Spielberg. Like, just go ahead and put your head in the shark. I don't want to put my head in the shark. It kind of looks like it could hurt.
your head in the shark.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Put your head in the shark.
Yeah.
What's in the
Then
shark?
he puts his head in the shark, and then he gets stuck, and it's like, oh crap, what do we do now?
You know what would happen? There'd be no more Return of the Jedi, and then the Star Wars franchise would be awesome.
There wouldn't
right
be
now.
Star Wars. This was 75. He didn't make Star Wars
Cool,
until
yeah.
77.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then Dune would just exist, and we'd all be happy.
We might have a better version of June. Oh,
They tried that. It didn't work.
it did not.
What about Willow?
Oh, you just like Mad Mardigan.
Who doesn't?
I love Mad Mardigan. It's the only reason why I ever watched Willow.
And
I'm like,
that's the first time I've thought about Willow in 30 years.
but here's the thing about Willow. You know what Willow is? Willow is just a sad, pathetic version of Princess Bride. Knuckles?
I disagree.
no.
No.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
it's Wish.com Lord of the Rings for sure, but
Wow.
Well,
You're not even gonna give me Temu?
Yeah.
no, I'm not Gen Z. I don't do fucking Temu.
yeah, no Temu.
I have the Chinese steal my identity
No.
on Wish.
How about this? Tranquilo, no Temu. So other things about this real quick. How reluctant that everyone wanted to actually be in this movie. Everyone backed out at first. Spielberg did not want to do it because he just did Duel, and he didn't want to be known as the monster guy.
Okay.
Because Spielberg obviously was the guy that, like he just did this movie Duel. He did this other fucking stupid movie. I forgot what it was at the time because I don't follow Spielberg. I'm not Dawson. I don't live at the creek, and I don't have feelings. But then he was talked back into it, and he was like, yeah, I guess I'll do it. Roy Scheider was not their first pick. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Kenji. Wasn't Charles Bronson going to play Brody at one point? Because I know Steve McQueen definitely was. The first pick was going to be Steve McQueen.
I thought he was already dead by that point.
Steve McQueen?
Yeah. When did Steve McQueen die?
Like 80 something?
Oh, really? I thought it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
I'm
when it
listening
was
to film guy on this one.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no fucking clue.
they had a bunch of different people to pick Brody.
In
And-
1980, he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was after here.
Yeah.
So Roy Schneider actually wanted to do it, and they're like, okay, well, we'll keep you in the back pocket. And they asked all these big Hollywood strong dudes, he's cool. And then finally they're like, we don't want somebody cool. We want somebody kind of pathetic.
Kinda-
I mean, it worked out well.
And also,
Obviously.
and all the guys they offered the role to, they all wanted to play Quint. And they're like, no, I don't want to be this cop. I want to play Quint. I want to play
Yeah.
Captain Ahab. Captain Ahab's way cooler.
McQueen as the chief, that would have been cool.
However,
And
But
then you could have
Crazy Seaman.
Connery as Quint.
he was never actually approached to it. I'm not saying officially that I know of, but I really wouldn't be surprised.
Sean Connery would have been a good Quint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg turned it down because he didn't want to be the monster guy, and every movie's a monster guy. Robert Shaw threw away the script, and it's the same story as Stephen King, where his assistant gave it to his wife and said, he should take a look at this. This would be good for us. Or was his secretary, rather. And then after rereading it, went, all right, I'm in. If you guys think I should do it, I'm just going to play it super over the top.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drink the whole time. They're like, okay. And so most of the time when you see him on set,
He's drunk.
I'm not going to say drunk,
Yeah.
but, probably, I wouldn't, give him a BPA.
He's like a 60s businessman.
Well, actually, there is something to his drinking. He wasn't actually drunk or even drinking throughout most of the filming process.
However,
it was mainly the Indianapolis scene, and
Yeah,
he went to
okay.
Spielberg and specifically said, "I want to be drunk when I do this because Quint Hooper are already drinking." They're already bonding and everything like that, and this is going to help give it an authenticity.
Don't hold on.
Why when they're
We're
like,
gonna do it. We're gonna hold on right now. We're gonna drink to our legs, and we're gonna talk about this in just a second because we got to get to this
okay.
Indianapolis scene. I was saving this as the end of the episode, so we're gonna drink to our legs. If anyone's out there listening,
So here's the thing: the USS Indianapolis was a real tragedy that actually happened during World War II. Japanese sub hit a U.S. Vessel called the USS Indianapolis. It went down, and
with 1,100 souls on it, and only 316 came out.
I don't know if those numbers are 100% accurate, but it's pretty close to it.
Actually, there's a
It's-
trivia game where that is actually the answer.
The majority of the crew survived the sinking,
Yeah.
but the majority of the crew also died from all the sharks.
Yeah, and the
Yes.
last surviving member lives just a couple towns over in Benicia, and they recently put up a statue of him.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And
so
the,
that's right around the corner from where
The
I am.
USS Indianapolis actually left from Mare Island, California, which is in Vallejo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is walking distance from if you can actually walk more than 5 miles from where we're recording right now.
Yep.
So I don't know if it was Little Boy. No, it was Big Boy. Or no, sorry, a fat man.
It was Little Boy.
Little Boy?
It was
Hiroshima.
the
The first one.
The Hiroshima bomb.
uranium heart for Little Boy.
Yeah.
There you
that
go.
She delivered to Tintin.
So yeah,
We're gonna drink to our legs right
we're
now.
gonna drink to our legs.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it's gotten right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing this song. Shut up and drink your booze.
Whew. God damn, that's good.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
So yeah, you're right about the whole thing.
Does not taste like 114 proof.
It
no,
does
it's
not.
way too smooth. Oh, that's just.
God
Oh,
damn.
it tastes like maple.
But
it's so
yeah.
good.
So
It's all right. I'm driving.
But here's the thing: when for those who don't know, Antonius is a legit giant. We're
That's
talking
true.
like Andre ain't got shit on him. But when this was filmed, Robert Shaw actually pissed off the whole community where this is being filmed at, calling them all inbred alcoholics. And saying everyone, he goes, I hate it around here because everyone's brother is their father's, who's their sister, and he was calling them all inbred. There's an interview you can
Wow.
actually see on YouTube where he's talking crap about the locals.
Yeah.
And he's clearly drunk.
If they were any more
Oh
inbred,
yeah, no,
they'd be a
outside of
sandwich.
filming and stuff, he was doing a lot of drinking because he hated being there. But at the same time, he was also taking inspiration from a lot of the locals. In fact, the character Quint, he ended up basing off of one fisherman in particular that I guess he would argue with all the fucking time at the bar.
It was
He would
Bill
just sit there
Brasky.
and they would just fight back and forth, and then he would go to set and be like, "Hey, Steven, I've got this idea. For
Yeah.
what Quint should
And
do."
also,
He has actual real world beef with some guy and just getting inspiration
dude,
for it.
not only that, this was the dude that was reading Moby Dick all the time, going, "I'm the main character of it."
Yeah.
Like I am the main character. Like he wanted to make himself like Ahab, and it really works. I mean, dude, think about it. This movie really picks up the second his nails hit that chalkboard. You're like, oh. I think Bruce has got
like we got a badass over
we
here.
got a badass over here. Also, his real life rivalry with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
A lot of those scenes were not scripted.
Oh, they actually just didn't like each other?
Oh, they hated each
I
other.
did not know that.
Oh no, Richard Dreyfuss has talked quite a bit about how him and Shaw
They did not get
absolutely
along.
hated each other, and it wasn't until like he talked to like Shaw's like granddaughter or something like that that he was finally able to bury the hatchet.
Yeah, in fact,
Weird.
when they're drinking,
At this point,
yeah, when they were drinking to their legs was like the only time that Richard Dreyfuss said he actually had fun on set, and the only reason why he did this movie is because he also turned this movie down and then repicked it up because he released a movie he knew was going to bomb and he knew it was going to suck, and he goes, "Oh shit, I'm never
Yes.
going to work again I better do this movie now, have it in the can, so that way when the bad reviews of this one movie come out, I'm okay. And it was like Goodbye My Fair Lady or some shit like that. It was like something that had nothing to do with nothing. It was like some musical. I don't know. Do you know more about that? I just know he did a flop.
God for
I don't remember what movie it was, but yes, he had done some crappy movie on the side that ended up being like a nothing like film in like the grand scheme of things, and that's what made him run back to Jaws and be like, "Please God, like let me be in this."
Yeah, but the way he approached it was like, I guess I'll do it.
Well, that's how he tells it now. Of like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I'll do it.
Probably there was some groveling, crying.
Richard
a little
Dreyfuss
bit.
is.
Richard Dreyfuss
Richard Dreyfuss is a bit of a douche. So
I mean, what
there
about
is that
Bob?
aspect.
I mean,
dude, Richard Dreyfuss is I don't know about that guy. He looks like Daniel Bryan, and he seems cool. I always remember him from this movie. I don't think I could ever hate him. You know, he's kind of like, Kramer might be the, guy, but, I just think about him as Stanley Sabasi, from UHF, and I gotta love him.
He's Richard Dreyfuss is one of those people. Don't listen to his personal opinions if you want to enjoy him as a person, because
But can we?
he's one of those where it's like, oh, dude, if you just had never talked, you would have been in such a better place.
So let's talk about Murray
Now we
Hamilton.
know way too much about you.
Let's talk about Murray Hamilton, who's my favorite as the mayor. He's so good in this movie.
Oh yeah,
And his suit with the little
The best
anchors
suit.
on it.
yeah.
And he's like, Chief Brody, my kids were in there too.
It feels like he wants to sell me a brand new pre-owned Hyundai Sonata at 17% APR, which is such a good deal.
Bumper to bumper. Bumper to bumper.
He has that shitty. It's not even slimy politician. He just feels like used car salesman to me.
I was gonna say refrigerator salesman.
If you play him in slow
used
motion,
refrigerator salesman.
I was just thinking about this.
It's
If you
barely
play
moldy.
him, and not to get political, if you play him in slow motion, it sounds like Trump, like Chief Brody. It's terrific. The beaches will be open. Open. Only 24 hours.
I'm gonna play it in slow mo. I want to
Only
hear it.
24 hours.
Yeah,
If you
I have to
actually
go back
take
and
his,
check that.
if you take his dialogue and play it, I was just thinking about this because there's all this political crap going on, right? And I'm watching him, and Chief Brody goes, "I didn't agree to that," and he goes, "Only 24 hours. Only 24 hours. We're working on. We got oceanographers, but think about it in slow motion. Only 24 hours.
Really?
Only 24 hours. We got oceanographers. They're working on the situation.
They're the best.
you know,
they're the best.
They're the best. I've
They're
been to
great.
beaches, I know sand.
We're only gonna lock down for 24 hours.
That's only
just
20,
24-hour
just
lockdown.
24 hours, people. It's not going to be a problem for July. The beaches will be open. Open. It's going to be terrific.
Yeah,
Think
the
about,
best
like,
doctor.
The shark will be gone by Easter. It'll be like a miracle.
They went in.
Yeah.
They got the shark. He was
One day
crying
the shark
like a
is
baby. They sent all the dogs.
Oh, fun fact. In this movie,
We went and shot him like a dog.
So I have a question.
yeah, what's up?
Is this how Chaz became a ghost hunter?
No, Chaz. Oh God, that's. I think the only person who can actually speak on Chaz would be you, Mr. Montana.
Yeah. I guess, huh?
So Chaz came about when you and I were at work, and
That's right.
and we were talking about doing a before knife party.
Yep.
We were doing Slamrock Radio, and I said
Which Chaz did make a guest appearance on
That-
an episode of Slime Rack.
that was the
Yeah.
And then I said we should do a movie review. Let's pick the shittiest movies we know. And you said Ghost Ship, and I went, "That's not Ghost Shit. That movie sucks." And the Chaz was born.
Chaz was born right there.
It really was. It just came out of nowhere. And I think it was because we
It
had a
didn't come
knowing
out of nowhere. Like that was definitely
an
bubbling
amalgamation.
inside.
Yeah, but there was an amalgamation of a bunch of annoying customers that we had at the Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Hi, I need these kind of strings for my guitar, or else it won't play right." It was just, but it was the voice of Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best, all like combined into one angst. Fuck, I hate retail character. That just worked.
You know what we got to have the Chaz on for?
Huh?
What?
Some of the legacy
What? Okay.
movies that Jaws inspired. We got to have him on for was it Megalodon versus Giant Octopus?
Movie is terrible. I tried to watch it twice. I cannot get
Sand
through it.
Sharks?
Sharknado, Sand Sharks, Sharknado.
Sharknado is I don't like it because it knows it's bad and it tries to be worse. And it's
Right.
like, dude, you're not that bad. Stop trying to be Killer Tomatoes 2.
Yeah.
You're not as good as Killer Tomatoes 2.
No.
Or The Block.
I hate Sharknado just because of the company that made it.
Me
Asylum
too.
Films.
Thank you.
Nothing but a fucking plague on the goddamn industry, and people brought them back from the fucking brink so they can continue to make shitty knockoffs like Transmorphers and things like that. So idiots who don't realize that they're getting some Chinese knockoff that's produced right here in America.
Dude, it's 2024, man.
God,
You can't be that mean to the
Here-
Transmorphers anymore.
Here's the thing, though, dude. It's look, Lionsgate already exists. Knock it off and just do something right. Look, Saw brought it back. Okay, there it is. All right, fine.
Yeah.
What about the Meg? Something more
Wait.
high value.
The Meg was fun. The Meg was cool.
It's got Jason Statham.
Like, you go into it knowing it's going to be a terrible movie.
but it's still
wasn't
fun.
terrible.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was on crank. I was in Death Race. I thought of giant shark. I'm Jason Statham. Shut your fucking mouth. Know what I mean? I was
That might be his best impression that he's done
Isn't
yet.
it?
isn't it? Know what I mean? You know,
We need Chaz to review the Parisian film.
you know what? You should see Serbian film. That movie's gross. It's got butt
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, definitely not doing that one.
Yeah, hard pass.
Hard pass on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, mate. Hey, you know what I mean?
It's still your best impression.
No, it's
All
not.
right.
Dude,
So,
apparently my
Danny
Morgan
Glover's
Freeman.
pretty good.
Apparently my Morgan. Okay. Now
Trailer?
we have to end it on this.
Okay.
We're gonna do the trailer.
I don't even think we can. No, I don't even think we could do anything more of this movie. I think we have to go on with what we're doing next. I think we
Yeah.
have to go After Dark on this one.
I think we should
not-
After Dark it.
I do not. Okay. Here's the plot synopsis. Girl gets killed. Body found the next day. Chief Brody gets involved. Gets an oceanographer involved. Then the mayor denies it. Then there's another death of another boy. He gets slapped after the wake. Then he puts out signs. Finally, the mayor gets involved again and finally says yes because his boy was at the pond as Chief Brody's. And then they go out, and the rest of the movie is 3 men versus a giant shark, and that's the whole fucking thing. And it's a great movie, and you got to watch it. Yeah, I know you've already watched it. It's terrific. What would you guys give it before I ask my final question to Kenji? And that is, what would you give it on the Evergreen Tomatoes score? Starting with you.
Yeah, I would give it probably a solid like 96.
Okay. Zombies, no pressure. As long as it's
Yeah.
above 90, I'm not going to give you an evil eye.
So, just for legacy, it gets bonus points. Just for legacy
Yeah.
alone. But the only things I can really knock it for are the, slightly aged special effects. But they did what they could at the time.
Yeah.
The only one that really sticks out to me is when the first buoy floats up with the little light on it. That light.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how great the
Yeah.
buoy scenes were.
I mean,
Those
there
are
was-
cool,
there
but
was-
the one that he had the tag on, the little
Yeah.
tracker, that little light flashing looked really cheesy and shitty.
Yeah.
So, you know me,
It
I'll take a
gleamed,
point away
yeah.
from bad special effects. So I'm gonna take it down from a 98 to a 97.
Okay.
Oh, 98 to a 97. Wow.
Yeah, it's a 97.
Yeah. I mean, I did 96. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, there's a scene where the shark's going and they just attach the third barrel, but the shark goes and then comes up and there's no barrels. And then they cut to the next
Yeah.
scene and the barrels
Oh
are back.
man, we didn't even talk about the cage scene too, like and how that was filmed because I actually
Yeah.
know a little bit about that.
And the like stock footage they used.
That
for
wasn't
the,
stock.
No, they had two people.
Two people
that
in
they
us-
credited at the
yes,
end for
two-
filming the sharks.
So it was 2 people. There were a couple.
Well, that's what I mean. It wasn't the animatronic
No,
or
but
whatever.
it-
It
but
was an
it wa-
actual shark
but here's
that they
the-
just put in there.
But here's the thing, though. That wasn't stock footage, and that's why I give them mad credit. They actually reached out to this couple, and it was a diverse couple, and they
Okay.
would go from New Zealand to Australia. They lived around that area.
Yeah.
And they would actually film risky great white shark. Like, when you see it doing the turn and tumble,
that was
that's
filmed. Yeah.
that was not stock footage. They actually paid for that to make
Okay.
it. That is exclusively to that movie.
Well, I mean, okay, I guess stock footage was the wrong word to use, but
What I'm saying is they did their due diligence.
Yeah.
So you got to give them credit because when that shark is doing the death roll to that cage, you're like, shit.
Yeah.
You don't. No. For that, right? You swayed me. 98 for that, and for the leg falling to the bottom. That was a cool effect too.
That
So
was
you know
cool,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a 98. I'll go back up. You sold me, Zach.
Okay.
All right, now to the onlines.
Onlines.
So for
Solid-
me, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Neo.
Solid 97.
97. Okay.
All right. It lies upon you. I think I know you're going to give it a 99, but I just know I'm reading his mind.
KG.
Yeah, no, this for me is a perfect movie.
Full 100.
Yeah, full
Whoa!
100. It's
getting
it's-
RoboCop status?
next year. It's yeah.
Or
Well, I
Predator
mean,
status?
next year it's 50 year. It's 50 years old next year. It's one of Spielberg's like earliest films. It was trying so much new stuff at the time and everything that I can overlook those tiny little flaws of like, okay, yeah, this doesn't look that great. There's some continuity with like filming and stuff like that, which it's like I can forgive this. You know, you're filming everything on location. You're actually in a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
You're actually like out there doing everything. Nothing's being added after the fact. There's no lazy ass like shark just kind of stock floating towards the screen, and it's like, oh my god, the shark's coming for. Like, no, this is all out there. Those barrels are being drugged through the water and everything. Like, this is, yeah, just everything about this movie I love from start to finish. It is, yeah, it's one of those like rare perfect movies in my opinion.
So Quentin Tarantino said that this is not my favorite movie, but this is a perfect movie. He goes, a lot of movies today are made like comic books. You look at Jaws is made like a movie, and it's the first summer blockbuster.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to give it Predator status so bad. Which Predator status, by the way, if you're not Kenji, you're not familiar. So, 2001: Space Odyssey is a 70. This is how you can kind of like rate it, right? 2001: Space Odyssey is a 70, right? To get an 80
Yes.
is an Event Horizon. Is it a better or as good as Event Horizon, right? Okay. 90.
Okay.
90. Did we say was
Is the
Crow
Crow.
status.
is Crow status?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Crow.
Is it as good as the Crow? And then Predator status is 100%. So I'm going.
Okay.
So with all your combined scores and my score,
We're at a 99.
we
so
are at
far.
we are at a 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a 99. Is it as good as Predator? No, in my opinion. But for filmmaking, yeah, this is a must see and a must
It
not
got
hate.
a lot of extra points for legacy for all of us.
And not only that, there wasn't all the technology too. You got to remember this. There wasn't all the technology that was invented by James Cameron at the time. This was
Yeah.
all experimental. They didn't even have underwater cameras and stuff. They were like making shit up.
They like built like a special. Yeah, they built like a special box to like put the cameras in and stuff, so they could film those like at water level shots and stuff,
Yeah.
which had not been done before
Yeah.
and everything.
Now,
but Spielberg very specifically wanted those POV shots to put the audience in the water with the shark.
If James Cameron if they had the technology they had now, then I don't even think they could recreate a better version of this.
I doubt it.
And basically,
No.
think about this. Everyone loves a shark movie, but all shark movies suck, kinda. I don't mean they suck in general. I just mean
Yeah.
kinda they suck. This movie does not suck. The relationships, you got your Captain Ahab, you have your two heroes, one of them weaker, one of them more pathetic. You got great relationships. You got your evil government. This movie has everything, and it's a 2-hour perfect fucking
good runtime. Yeah.
great runtime.
Yep.
Doesn't feel like 2 hours.
No.
It feels like a good
No,
45
not at all.
minutes. It feels like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Man. The dialogue's great.
Well, because you essentially have like two different movies in there, where you have the first part or the first half where it's like
Oh
you're
my
not seeing
God.
the shark, people are being stalked and everything like that. Like it's this like almost like murder mystery and like who's gonna get it next and
Yeah.
everything and
There's
like
that
where's it gonna happen?
build up
And then
to
you
seeing the
have
shark.
the back
Yeah.
half of the movie. Yeah, and then there's the back half of the movie where it's like 100% man versus nature. Just go.
I
like
love it.
we're not fucking around anymore. We're just 100%. No. We're just going all in on
I
this.
love it
Just
because
fight it out.
I love it because I was saying this is one of the only movies that's a 2-act movie that I love, and it is a 2-act movie. It's establish and then payoff. There's not a really a middle act if you think about it. It's just like he said. There's Act 1, establishment, murder mystery. Second, revenge movie payoff. And Steven Spielberg borrowed this later and perfected it in Jurassic Park. There's the first part, the establishment. You don't even see the dinosaurs. Even Jeff Goldblum says something. Is there any dinosaurs?
Are there supposed to be dinosaurs on this dinosaur tour? Hello?
Yeah.
And then,
Hello?
And then
Can you hear me?
we finally see the T-Rex, and then boom, movie start. The
I
only-
really hate that man.
I really hate that man. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Now, finally, cigarette burns. In this movie, there is a cigarette burn that everyone associates with either E.T. or something else, but it's after the show me the way to go home scene, after the string to our legs, where you see a shooting star.
The red star. I forgot about that.
Bring
Yeah.
that up. Yeah,
You see it twice. You
Twice.
See it
shooting
yeah.
star
So,
from right to left,
and
and then the next scene
Yeah.
when it's getting morning, it's left to right.
and also there's a cloud that looks exactly like a shark.
I didn't pick up on that.
So,
but okay.
so now here's the thing. I noticed this back in the day, pre-internet, when I was like 11 years old, and I go,
Yeah.
there's like that's E.T. landing because he directed E.T. Everyone said I was full of shit, and I just put it together like, oh, well, he directed E.T. and that's kind of like they exist in the same universe.
Okay.
How say you? I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on
You
this.
know what that means, Zach? You know what that means? If this exists in the ET universe, you know what that means? Jaws is a Star Wars movie.
Oh, then it's the best one. Then it's the best one.
Actually, well, no, that raises the question: if Jaws is in the Star Wars universe and Jaws is an oversized great white and everything, is Jaws an alien?
Oh,
There you go.
We're getting no too far into
Wait,
it.
wait a minute. That means that could be part of the James Cameron Abyss thing. I mean, we can go even farther on that. Like maybe it's part of the Avatar universe. Shit. So, did you guys think? Because that has never been confirmed nor denied that was placed in. Like,
it was definitely placed in.
no,
for
but,
why?
Like,
no, but what I'm saying is that was supposed to be a cigarette burn to
Yeah.
mean change over the film, right? That's what that was for.
Okay.
Because cigarette burns go twice. They go boop, boop. If you were to go to,
And it does happen like we're back to back almost.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it means
Yeah.
there's the start, there's the end.
okay.
So he had that instead.
That's what I've always taken it as.
So, okay, so did I.
Can't
But-
you be the person to ask here? Because were they still using film when you were working in movie theater? Did you ever change reels and stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I wasn't sure
like,
how long ago that was when you did work in
yeah.
movies. So
Oh no, yeah. We were still using film and stuff like that. Like Spider-Man 2 was actually the first film I ever built up myself.
Okay.
And like test screened and everything. But yeah, no, when I got out of the theaters and stuff, yeah, we were still using film and everything. I think we had like 3 digital projectors. But that was for like our like new section that had been like built on and stuff and had like the IMAX sound system and all that crap. But yeah, no, we were still getting like all like the reels and had to build them up on the fucking trays and shit like that. And yeah, I actually have a really distinct memory of watching 2 people transferring from like one platter to another in like another booth. And they dropped it, and those clamps came off, and the whole fucking thing came unspooled, and it was just like an explosion of film in the hallway. Just getting up, and because I was a manager at the time, and like I just kind of got up and was just like, "You guys have to fix this before you leave."
what
and
normal
then
people
just closed my door and went back to what I was doing.
So what normal people don't realize is that film is highly flammable. In fact, you weren't allowed to carry it on a collie car. Anyway, so thank you. Thank you
I understood that reference.
Thank you very much, man, dude. This has been a fun episode, dude. We got to get you more on the show, especially in season 2 when we start dissecting some of our favorites. Like,
Yeah.
I guarantee you get me, you, and Predator and Tonius Montana in a room with a little bit of herbaceous refreshments, and I guarantee we'll probably do a 5-hour episode on Predator.
Oh wow.
Fucking A.
I don't doubt it though.
Did we bring up the origin of the story behind Jaws?
Oh my shit. Okay, so
Didn't even know there was an origin story.
the origin is they're bull
It was
shark.
about 400 million years ago.
No, so get this. Bull sharks
Yeah.
they're confused for great whites a lot. But here's the difference. Bull sharks are more dangerous because they'll eat they're a combination between a tiger and a great white.
Mm-hmm.
So they look like a great white, but they act like a tiger, meaning they're super aggressive. They'll eat a tire if it's in their way, right? They bump and bite.
Mean as shit. Yeah.
So they bump and bite. They sleepwalk all the time, and then if they touch anything, they just attack it. But they also, their gills, for whatever reason, they are able to swim up streams. Thank you very much for this, Neo. I'm glad, because I knew I was forgetting something. There was a rogue shark that was a bull shark that was fucking huge. We're talking like 17 feet, right?
Damn.
That started swimming upstream, and I don't know if it was Boston, Maine, or it was New Jersey.
It was New Jersey in 1919.
New Jersey in 1919.
4 separate incidents.
And it murdered 4 different people in fresh water.
Huh.
And it was like, that's where the whole, just when you thought it safe would go back in the water, actually came from a newspaper reel that was from
That 1919 event.
Yeah, that era. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's where they got the tagline from. It was. Now, this bull shark went its course, and they never killed it. They never found it. They never did it. And there's a lot of like sea monster things and shit like that. But for a long time, it was like known that like, dude, there's the East Coast like underwater monster. And that's where actually in the legend got big in Maine for whatever reason. Steven Spielberg, or no, sorry, not Steven Spielberg,
Stephen
but
King, if you said Maine.
I was gonna say Stephen King actually like wrote like a short story on it. Like I don't know if it was pre or post Jaws, but it happened around the same time.
Okay.
This was an urban legend that was around for like now over 100 years. But that's actually where the writer of Jaws came up with the idea for the novel Jaws.
Okay.
Was from this urban legend, but it wasn't an urban legend. It actually did happen.
Yeah.
There was like confirmed because they that's when they started doing like they even mentioned it in Jaws. Shark attacks weren't recorded till the blah blah blahs. Mm-hmm. Right.
That was probably when they started.
They referenced that in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did bring up a lot of the really shit legacy from Jaws, but we got to admit the best thing that came from it, the best nod to Jaws, came in 2004 when a little movie called Finding Nemo needed a name for their great white. They named him Bruce.
Yep.
I was just about to ask, who's cooler, Bruce Campbell or Bruce the Shark?
Bruce Campbell. Not
Okay.
even close.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell would fuck up. Like I think that's actually how Sharknado came. What about if Bruce Campbell felt a shark? Because that's basically how the movie ends.
Groovy. But hey, remember this Jaws, Bruce? That's a movie monster. Sharks are actually really cool. Go watch Shark Week. And remember, fish are friends, not food.
All right, let's go around. Give out your plugs. Hey, dude, we're definitely going to have you on the Discord more often. Kenji, you are I like fact checking. I don't like being the smartest guy in the room, and I like being told, no, actually, this is what happened. I'm like, holy shit. Okay, cool. Don't even raise your fucking hand, Montana.
Actually.
No, well, I mean, you're a cynical dick, but I mean, you get your way in your way. Do you have anything to promote? Are you working on anything social media wise or anything besides what you're doing right now, right here?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's nothing I'm working on or anything like that. I just have my job and come home and hang out with my dogs.
Maybe shout out the devs for Project Zomboid and tell them to release 24? No.
Oh no, they've
No.
got their own thing going on
Fine.
with that timeline and all that. But yeah, no, if Build 42 gets here soon, I will be a happy man.
Nick Neo,
Very happy man.
Nick Neo, my favorite Patreon. What can you shout out for us today?
The Knife Party Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do we get on the Knife Party Discord?
Well, quite easy. You go to Twitter. It's never going to be called X. It's always Twitter.
X gonna give it to you.
Go to @FatherHeal, heal like your foot. Send them a message, and we'll get the Discord to you.
That's right. And in order to get that, you have to be a Patreon member. Remember, you could join the Patreon for only $1 at the I'll Buy That for $1, and you get all episodes early and often and ad-free, besides my live reads. And if you want to go, I got 5 kids to feed. You get shelved material that is not safe for work. Usually Jeff the Tech's involved. That's a different story, because that probably is coming back. And also, if you want to stop the bike at $20. Not only can you be on the show, you could join the Discord and everything else, and you can go stop the bike, Zach. We need to review this movie, and we will do so. And you get sweet merchandise, or maybe even tickets. And how about you there? How's the music project going there, Mr. Montana?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Hey.
Working on some new stuff. About to be done recording, so I'll let you guys know when that drops.
All right, so let's give Nick Neo the last word.
Well, I got one more
oh,
plug.
shit.
No, we got to plug it again.
God
damn
zombies.
The Coldest RP. If you guys want a good role-playing thing, but you're tired of nerd shit with fucking elves and dwarves and fucking half-elves and half-dwarves and half-dressed, half-orc barbarians,
Hey, this
the
is
Coldest
2024,
RP.
man.
if you guys like Grand
Says the
Theft Auto,
Viking.
if you guys like Grand Theft Auto and you want to role-play that, you want to be a medic, you want to be a professional, gangster, you can do that. It's a really cool community. I did clarify for you, Zach, Glorious PC Gaming Master Race only. So go to Instagram, look up the Coldest RP, check them out, ask for Rocky, tell her the Knife Party sent you.
Cool. Awesome. Love it. So we're going to go on in a second for all you Patreon members to Knife Party After Dark. So if you're not a member, then, hey, enjoy the free episodes. If you are a member, then, you know what? Stay tuned, because in 24 hours, that episode should drop. Gentlemen in the Discord, stay tuned if you want to be a part of After Dark. And from all of us here at the Knife Party Podcast, member, be ethical to each other, be kind, rewind, and...
Show me the way to go home.
Return those videotapes.
He took mine.
What's your tagline, Kenji? Got to have a tagline.
I did not come prepared with a tagline.
I thought you were going to say I need a bigger boat.
I thought he was going to do it too. I really did.
All right, I got this great clip for us.
That felt way too obvious.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm way too drunk to sail. I'm way too drunk to go in the water. All right, guys.
Yeah, I could go with that.
All right, well, stay tuned. We're going to take a 5-minute break while we take a piss, and we'll join you on After Dark, and I'm going to play this clip.
Late.
Meet you. Hey, I'm gonna go see if they got some chips or something, man. But I'm gonna come talk to you, Tanya. You okay?
Do you want to know a secret? Ooh, ah, ooh. Do you promise not to tell? Ooh, ah, ooh. Heh, closer.
Damn, Tanya, your breath smells like Subway.
Heh, I've got a crush on Danny.
Want me to hook y'all up?
Heh, no thanks. I've got a few tricks up my own sleeve. Hey, Danny.
What's up, little mama? Hey, do you listen to Pitbull? Oops. What the hell, Tanya?
Heh.
You did that on purpose, you ugly bitch. Just get out of my face, Tanya, with your tiny little teeth, looking like Shark Week up in here.
I'm so sorry.
It's gone.
It was disappearing ink, though.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I called you all that stuff.
That's cool. Frickin' love Shark Week.